What's up, everybody? This is a new episode of List. Justin here. This is on camera, the webcam. I'm not sure if you are hearing or seeing the words or seeing my mouth moving the same time I'm talking. I apologize. If it's all screwed up, I don't really know. But I know I'm live. Anyways, this is a new episode of List where I'm going to talk about I don't know, the lighting looks all messed up too. Keeps going in and out. Anyways, if anybody comes in the chat room, I'll see your comments and try to respond to them. If not, that's fine. I don't even know if my voice is getting picked up. Returning to the WWE. We also talked about CM Punk. We also talked about a lot of things. Just trying to get the article of Paul Heyman. Trying to get it up on my phone to read. So it doesn't even, supposedly 0 people are watching. That's okay. So first I'll talk about, as I get Paul Heyman's article, first I'm going to talk about Braun Strowman and his rumored WrestleMania partner. Who do you think Braun Strowman's partner is going to be? I don't know. I have an idea, couple ideas of who it could be, but who do you think it is? So it's been rumored. I don't know when Braun's gonna announce that. I don't know when he's gonna announce who his partner is, but I do know it could be Elias, but I don't know if it will be. It's also a possibility. It could be Rey Mysterio. Could be Rey Mysterio. But I don't know if Rey Mysterio will reach a deal with WWE. Vince McMahon reportedly really wants Rey Mysterio to be the mystery partner. I don't know why this camera's like, I don't know, some spots, it's like pitch dark on my face. So Vince McMahon reportedly wants Rey Mysterio to be Braun's partner because Rey is one of the littlest wrestlers, one of the shortest, one of the smallest, little big man, and Braun Strowman is a giant, basically. So that'd be a pretty cool partnership. Braun Strowman, Rey Mysterio. I think that'd be pretty damn cool, in my opinion, to see Strowman and Mysterio as tag team partners at WrestleMania 34. And I don't know if I guess they'd have to win the tag titles because Mysterio would have to sign a contract and have a part-time contract, short-term deal where Mysterio, Strowman could be tag champs. But as I said, Mysterio would have to sign a short-term contract. To do that, and Rey Mysterio has a partial tear, bicep injury, I believe. It's some type of bicep injury. I think it's his bicep. He has a minor injury, but he could still wrestle at WrestleMania, especially in a tag team match where he wouldn't have to do that much if he's in a tag match. So I think it would be a great idea to see Mysterio at WrestleMania team up with Braun Strowman. I think they make a pretty awesome tag team. I just don't know if it's going to happen. If they're going to get a deal with Mysterio or not, I don't have a clue. But I'd like to see it, and I think it'd be cool. I mean, just imagine, right? Mysterio with Braun Strowman at WrestleMania. He could climb up on his shoulders, jump off his shoulders. That'd be pretty cool. So we're trying to get this article to read some of it off of my phone. So next, other partners that could be Strowman's partner, Elias, Bobby Lashley, maybe. If maybe he's got a contract and a deal already. I don't know. Lashley and Braun Strowman as a team against the Bar, they'd be pretty damn unstoppable. So Paul Heyman now. So out of Elias, Lashley, Mysterio, I would like to see Mysterio as Strowman's partner. I think that'd be very good and really entertaining. So Paul Heyman gave an interview to some, I don't know who they are, a website, Digital Spy, about a number of topics, including inducting Bill Goldberg and stuff like that. He also spoke about CM Punk's UFC career and the controversy recently surrounding the Fabulous Moolah and the Undertaker's in-ring future. He also talked about Hulk Hogan's return to the WWE. Here's what Paul Heyman said. Paul Heyman on Hulk Hogan possibly returning to WWE. So let me go to my Twitter real fast because maybe people will care to watch that I'm live streaming, or maybe they won't. I don't know. Just gotta type in my password. Which I forgot. There. Pretty sure that's it. So there, I sent a tweet out. Maybe somebody will start watching. So back to the article, Paul Heyman, where he was interviewed. Here are his thoughts on Hulk Hogan, Paul Heyman's thoughts, and then I'll give my thoughts on it, on Hulk Hogan possibly returning to WWE. Paul Heyman says, I'm not a ticket buyer, nor am I part of the target demographic that is catered to be a subscriber to the WWE network. So whether or not I want Hulk Hogan back in WWE is irrelevant. It's whether the audience and the advertisers and the sponsors and the chairman of the board want Hulk Hogan back in WWE, he says. He also says, and when those stars align, Hulk Hogan will be back. And when those stars align, he says, Hulk Hogan will be back. And until then, he won't. My opinion on Hulk Hogan coming back to WWE, Paul Heyman says, whether pro or con, it's irrelevant, and so is everyone else besides the audience itself, the sponsors themselves, and the chairman himself. So he has no opinion on it. So why'd you even speak about it then, Heyman? As far as Hulk Hogan stepping into the ring with Brock Lesnar, I don't know who said that. Maybe Hogan said that a while ago that he would step into the ring with Brock. I doubt it. Because he'd get killed and just destroyed and broken in half. And he'd probably break his back again for the 9th time. So, anyways, Hogan says, I guess he said he wanted to take on Brock. He would have been destroyed. So, anyways, Heyman goes on to say Brock Lesnar is focused on April 8th. He's focused on Roman Reigns. He's focused on the main event of WrestleMania. And we have not discussed any potential opponents for Brock past April 8th because Brock's focus is on developing a main event for the ages at WrestleMania this year. It will not be a main event for the ages because it just won't be. We already saw Brock Roman. We don't need to see it again, even though we're going to. Sadly, we are going to. So now I'll give my opinions. Will Hulk Hogan be back in WWE in 2018? Yes, he will be. Definitely he will be. At least that's what I think. I think Hogan will be back, and I don't know if it's after WrestleMania as a GM, the GM for SmackDown, because pretty soon, probably after WrestleMania, Daniel Bryan is no longer going to be the GM because he's cleared, he can wrestle now. So will Hogan be the GM of SmackDown? Maybe. Maybe it'll happen the SmackDown after WrestleMania. I don't know. But I do think Hogan will be brought back to WWE in 2018 sometime. Was it right what he did? No, it wasn't right. What he said about African Americans, it was totally out of line. He should have never done that. Should have never said that. But myself, I have decided to forgive him and give him another chance. People in life, everybody messes up. This was 9 years ago he messed up. Everybody deserves a second chance, in my opinion. Everybody. Unless you're a murderer or a child molester, then you don't deserve any chances. But me, growing up as a Hulk Hogan fan, I grew up idolizing the guy. He is the reason, the number one reason why I'm a wrestling fan. Number one reason. So I forgive Hogan, but I'm not African American. So I understand. If you're African American out there, I understand. If you don't want to forgive Hogan, that's your right. If you're any race and you don't want to forgive Hogan, that's your right. You don't have to. I'm just saying, for me, I forgive him. And I hope he learned from what he did and said, because I I truly believe in my heart, and I think people that know Hogan, his good friends, like Ric Flair, Jimmy Hart, others, I I truly believe Hogan is not a racist. But anyways, I'm not around the guy every day of his life. I don't know if he's made racist comments before, but as a lifelong Hogan fan, I gotta forgive the guy. If he messes up again, would I give him a second chance? I don't know. So now Paul Heyman gives his thoughts on Ronda Rousey. Gives his thoughts on Ronda Rousey in the WWE. Paul Heyman goes on to say, Ronda Rousey is a woman of extraordinary accomplishment, and anything that Ronda Rousey does is going to come with extreme scrutiny because she is such a pulverizing figure. In not only American sports, but in global sports as well. Just remember, Dana White was asked about a woman fighting in the octagon, and Dana White said, there would never be women fighting in the UFC until he saw Ronda Rousey in Strikeforce. Then UFC was in negotiations to buy Strikeforce, where Ronda Rousey was the biggest star. And Dana White said that he said not only would a woman never main event a UFC, he said a woman would never fight in the UFC. He was proven wrong, and I'm glad. I'm glad he's proven wrong because he should have been proven wrong. Women can fight and they can main event pay-per-views, and Ronda Rousey is proof of that because she did it. So within a year of that statement, Ronda Rousey was main eventing a major UFC event. Ronda Rousey is a groundbreaker. She is one who charts through territory that has never been explored before and is one of the biggest sports stars in the world, male or female. Goes on to say, Paul Heyman, about Ronda. I don't think anything Ronda Rousey does is going to be the norm. I think everything she does is going to set a new trend and blaze a new trail. So that's what Paul Heyman says about Ronda. Do I like Ronda in the WWE, being part of the WWE? Hell yes. Absolutely yes. Because, my opinion, Ronda being part of WWE just brings more eyeballs to the WWE and to the product. Bring fans of Ronda's into WWE, can bring UFC fans, MMA fans to watching Ronda in the WWE. So I think it's great. It's fantastic. Ronda is a part of WWE because it'll just get WWE more exposure. And back to a Paul Heyman interview where he talks about CM Punk. So first they ask him about inducting Goldberg. Paul Heyman says, I'm inducting Goldberg because that was Bill Goldberg's request to the WWE. if you people didn't know, fans didn't know, Paul Heyman, Bill Goldberg together worked side by side for really closely, side by side when they were working together. Paul Heyman came up with all the storylines for the build up to Brock and Goldberg to WrestleMania 33. Paul Heyman came up with booking their entire storyline and their entire match out. So I guess last year, Paul Heyman, Bill Goldberg, because they're working together, they got really, really close. So that's pretty cool for those two guys. So Heyman goes on to say about Goldberg, I have such respect for Goldberg, and so far, the one person who has truly taken a fight to Brock Lesnar in WWE. I also got a chance to witness him behind the scenes as a man, a husband, a father, and I have the utmost respect for him as a human being, and I'm honored to be one to encapsulate this moment for him and be the only one to formally induct him into the Hall of Fame. I also understand his WCW's audience passion that somebody from WCW be the one that inducts Bill into the Hall of Fame, but this was his wish, Paul Heyman says. And I would suggest that it is much as a personal wish as a professional wish. Now, my thoughts on Heyman putting Goldberg in the Hall of Fame, inducting him. There could have been a lot of other people to do it that worked with him in WCW, like Sting, uh, Hogan could have even done it, but I don't think Hogan and Goldberg are very close. I doubt they were good friends in WCW, but maybe they were. Diamond Dallas Page could have inducted Goldberg. Kevin Nash could have. Who else? Eric Bischoff. He could have inducted Goldberg, but Paul Heyman is the guy that is going to do it, and I don't have a problem with that. And Heyman is not just inducting Goldberg. He's not doing it just because he's also Jewish. That's not why. That's not the reason why. It's because they worked closely together last year to WrestleMania 33. So let's go to Heyman talking about CM Punk. So the interviewer asks Paul Heyman, CM Punk, of course, was upset at the time never to have main evented WrestleMania. If anything were to bring him back to WWE, would it be that? Paul Heyman answers, I don't think Phil Brooks thinks about WWE at all anymore. I also think that. And why should he? He's been gone 4 years. He should move on. And he shouldn't think about WWE, in my opinion, at all. Why should he? The guy has been moved on in his life, been gone for 4 freaking years. And I don't care to ever see him return. I do not care to ever see CM Punk return. Would it be nice? Sure, it would be. I'd pop for it, but I don't care to see it happen. Will he come back for a Hall of Fame induction? Maybe in 10 years. I don't know. Or maybe never. So he goes on to say, I would hope that he doesn't. I would hope that he is of the focused mindset in putting himself into the ranks of UFC. I don't think it's a matter of positioning or money or spotlight anymore. I think it's a matter of his dream is to become a successful UFC fighter. I don't think that'll ever happen. And if Punk does win one or two or three fights, who cares? He'll never hold a championship in UFC. He's not good enough. And he's up there in age. He's like probably 38 years old. So, anyways, he goes on to say he doesn't even have a thought regarding WWE. At least I would hope that he doesn't. I already read that, I believe. And he says, I don't know how it would be considered productive for him to do so. And Paul Heyman's right. Punk wants to move on. He's been moved on for 4 years, and you fans at WWE live events, at Raws, at SmackDowns, at pay-per-views, when you get bored, you decide to start chanting CM Punk, CM Punk. Well, guess what? He's not going to come back because you fans chant his name. So stop that, you dumbasses. You're stupid idiots. Everybody that chants CM Punk, or that has ever chanted it at a live event since he's been gone, you all deserve to go on Jericho's list. So, last question, I'm going to talk about Paul Heyman. In this interview he gave, he says, some people think the dead man doesn't have it in him for a match at that stage anymore in his career at WrestleMania. Paul Heyman goes on to say, then they must not know The Undertaker personally. I think The Undertaker will have it in him 5 years after he's dead and buried. No pun intended. So that's what he says about The Undertaker. Well, this is what he says about Fabulous Moolah and WWE changing the name of the Battle Royal, Women's Battle Royal. The guy goes on to ask Paul Heyman, were you surprised by the backlash to the naming of the Women's Battle Royal or the decision to change it? Paul Heyman goes on to say, I was not surprised when they named the Battle Royal the Fabulous Moolah Battle Royal. I was not surprised when there was backlash to the name of the Fabulous Moolah Battle Royal. And I'm not surprised the company, excuse me for belching, I'm not surprised the company decided to change the name of the Fabulous Moolah Battle Royal. Just another day at the office and everybody moved on to the new name. So there it is. Paul Heyman gives an interview. Now I'm going to talk about rumored. It is rumored. This is just a rumor. It's a year away. Over a year away, people. So it's just a damn rumor. Will Ronda Rousey main event next year's WrestleMania? It is rumored it's going to be Ronda Rousey against Asuka in the main event. First ever women's WrestleMania main event will happen at WrestleMania 35. It is rumored to be Asuka against Ronda Rousey. Is that a good idea? I don't know. It's a great idea to have the women finally main event a WrestleMania. That is a great idea. I love women's wrestling and I'm a supporter of it. But is Ronda deserving? Is she deserving enough to be part of the first ever women's WrestleMania main event? I don't know. I don't think so. Asuka, very deserving to be part of the first ever women's WrestleMania main event. This is what I would do. I would put the WWE's 4 horsewomen in the first ever WrestleMania women's main event. And I'd put Asuka in it. Maybe another woman. I make it a fatal 5-way or a 6-pack challenge. I would, instead of Ronda Rousey in the first WrestleMania main event, I would put Charlotte in there, Becky in there, Bayley in there, Sasha in there, Asuka in there. I make it a fatal 5-way. Maybe add another woman. Again, it could be a 6-pack challenge. Maybe add Ember Moon or something, or someone else, or Nia Jax to make it a 6-pack challenge. Those five, 6, 7 women I just said: Nia Jax, Charlotte, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Becky, Asuka, Ember Moon, Alexa Bliss, Natalya, Naomi, all those women. Hell, Alicia Fox. All those women deserve to be in a WrestleMania main event more than Ronda Rousey because she hasn't done it as long as the women I named. She has not done it as long as them, so she doesn't deserve it. Is she a huge name? Of course. She's one of the biggest names in the world. You say Ronda Rousey to someone, they probably know who she is around the world. So they did have a WrestleMania 35 press conference to announce it's going back to New York, New Jersey, MetLife Stadium, where the Giants play, Jets play, big stadium. Anyways, Ronda Rousey at that press conference did face off with Triple H. So will they have Ronda main event WrestleMania 35? Probably, because that's what WWE does. They would probably have her main event because of her name value. But the other women I named deserve to main event more. Asuka definitely deserves the main event WrestleMania. And Charlotte, Bayley, Becky, Sasha, all those women also deserve it. So, this ends this episode of the list. Live episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Follow me on Twitter at WWEXT Guy. Bye for now, everybody.